What it is, y'all? It is your old boy Pilk, and I'm coming back at you with more Danmachi. Now, today we're going to be talking about the weekly news, of course. We get this every week. It shouldn't be any mystery or magic, and we've got some really interesting stuff to talk about this week. First things first, we've got new gachas yet again. Now, I'm going to go over the gacha, and then I'm going to tell you my opinion on it. So let's talk about the gacha first, and then I'll go in a little bit more depth tomorrow on the Before You Summon video. But real quickly here, do know that the first pull on these banners is half price. The second pull is the first guaranteed. The guaranteeds that are 4th, 7th, and 10th. We're going to need 2 of these, and they're all specially built for Record Buster. All of them. So, Lena. You guys have watched me use her before. She's really awesome. HP leaves a little bit to be desired, but her MP is like triple S stat, and she's an Aqua Killer, so yeah, she is wild and she is crazy. Strength is not really a factor. Endurance, not so great, but we kind of expect that with magic units. Magic units do squish a little bit. Dex, agility, and magic, though, are really spectacular. Dex especially, agility maybe falling off the map a little bit in comparison to the more modern units, but all said and done, Lena is really, really, really good. Now, let's look at her skills. Skill 1, Self, Magic, Dex, and Light Attack Damage 60%. You don't get that Dex very often there. For 4 turns, Self, 3+ actions, low light magic attack with foe singular, high critical rate. When she gets that extra attack, she crits a lot. Skill 2, One Way Straight. Fast, high light magic attack with magic resist and light resist down 35%. That's really good. That's like one of the best skills out there. Like, we have a lot of units that do 40% of one or the other. 35 of both is really stellar. Skill 3, Slow, super light magic attack damage plus 80% per each self magic buff skill. Remember, that's magic buff skill on the adventure side and the assess side. That's a 160%. If you're using it right, it's wild. She will remove the magic buffs after that turn, but then just rerun skill 1 and rebuff it. She's really good. Really, really, really good. Her essay is foe singular, ultralight magic attack, 80% per each self magic buff skill, and light resist minus 50%. So in a perfect world, you would use 1, 2, essay, and then skill 3. Just saying. Now, passives. Light manifestation. Dark resist plus 35% when attacking a unit. So light attack with light attack on regular attacks and counters. Strike is a critical damage plus 20%. So when she gets crits, she hits really hard. Puts those secondary attacks really in a realm of their own. Telltale, magic, agility, and dex plus 30%. Piercing strike, damage plus 20% upon penetration. So yeah, penetration will be really, really helpful there. And she's an Aqua Killer, so 50% towards fishies. We'll talk about my opinions here after we get through all the units. Wealth, and of course I'm going to talk about them in more detail tomorrow. I'll talk about specifics and things like that. You guys know how this goes. We do a brief overview today and a really in-depth case study on each unit tomorrow. Now, Wealth. Magic type with actually some really good HP for a magic unit. It's odd for Wealth to be a magic unit, but I think this is actually based on the season 3 episode. MP is good. Physical attack, not really a factor. Magic attack could be better, but it's good. Defense, once again, not great, but we expect that out of a magic unit. So defense and endurance are always the same generally. I believe they're always the same number anyway. Dex, agility, good stats. Magic, once again, good stat, and he's a dragon killer. So if you're looking for a dragon killer, remember, all these units are specifically for Record Buster. So these are all going to be single targets. Skill 1, allies. SAH charge 30%, magic, dex, and fire damage plus 30%. So if you've got a magic fire team, he's a really good asset. Skill 2 is a foes plural. Now, I did say they're always single target, but his SA is single target. Foes plural, fast, high fire magic attack. Damage received, attack all and single targets plus 20%. That's a really, really, really good skill. And then skill 3 is a super fire magic attack with temporary magic boost, high penetration rate, and allies 40% HP regen. Notice he doesn't get a penetration or a penetration. He doesn't get a percentage, wrong word, but same vein. He doesn't get a percentage boost on skill 3, so he's not like really a hitter. He's more of a support, but he will hold his own. He's very, very, very nice in that regard. His SA is ultra fire magic attack damage plus 40%. There's the percentage boost. per each magic and fire attack damage buff. Now, do the math on that. That's once again a 160% buff. So not having the buff on the skill 3 really isn't anything bad because his SA is going to make up for that. And foes remove strength and magic buffs. So once again, on top of hitting really well, he's going to remove strength and magic buffs. He's a really good unit. I really adore this unit. Honestly, I just need one more bond of him, so I might go into this banner like 1 or 2 just to see if I can get that final bond. Wind resist plus 25% when countering and attacking a regular foe with a magic fire attack. The usual stuff. Piercing strike, damage plus 20% upon penetration. There's that penetration. Counter damage plus 50%, which is really awesome. Magic, agility, and dex plus 25%. And of course, like we said before, he is a dragon killer. Finally on this banner, Chicky Hestia, Yellow Bird Hestia. When she's fully maxed limit broken, allies strength plus 15%. Foes, water, and wind resist minus 15%. She's still quite useful, still quite good. I know we're more into like the 20% meta these days, but she will hold her own. At level 60 and up until she max limit breaks. Basically, this is only at max limit break. When she's level 60 and up, she does strength 10% and foes, water, and wind resist 10%. So still very useful even if she's not maxed. But obviously, you kind of do want her maxed. Honestly, she's the one I would have preferred to have on my water team and all that, but I don't have her maxed. So once again, I'm probably going to have to go in the banner after her. Part 2, or Side B, or whatever they want to call it. Side B like it's a damn record. Well, it's Record Buster. Ha, but tis. Special Gacha. Once again, same basic thing. First pull is half price. Everything else is regular price. 2nd, 4th, 7th, and 10th are guaranteed. I will say, this Reveria is exceptionally good. I use her a lot. But she's beginning to show her age a little bit. And notice these units are not time limited. So even if you don't pull them here, you do have an option to get them in tickets. HP is 3567. That is, she squishes. I will warn you, between her HP and her dex stat, she kind of is like the first to go in most of my fire magic teams. She hits well, does fantastically when she's able to attack, but if you happen to like not maintain her or whatever, Haruhime doesn't do her heals, this Reveria is the first to go. So she hits well, but you got to be really cautious with her. Magic deck, that said, is 2,000 on the money. Dex and agility. Dex is really good. Agility, once again, showing its age. She's a good hitter, but she is definitely dated. I do have to say that. Like, the power creep definitely is showing on this one. But that said, look at her skills. Mid-fire magic attack with magic resist and fire resist down 30%. Skill 2 is a high fire magic attack. These are all foe singular, by the way. With high penetration rate, self magic and fire attack damage plus 70%. And skill 3 is a super fire magic attack with temporary magic boost, high critical rate, and status debuff plus 2 turns. Notice she's not showing any percentage boosts on skill 3. Like I said, she shows her age a little bit. Foe singular, ultra fire magic attack damage plus 50% per self magic and fire attack damage buff. Do the math on that real quick. So, 50% per each self magic and fire attack damage buff. That becomes 100% real quickly. So, that is a 200% buff. Her SA is worth it. She is insane. In fact, I think when she dropped in the game, I think she was, if not the highest hitter, pretty damn close. And if you're able to get Haruhime's buff, and let's say you have the 100% fire Aisha, she'll do ridiculous things. Still not the best in the game at this point, but that 200% total buff is wild. Fire manifestation, wind resist plus 25%, and of course magic and fire attacks on regular attacks and counters. Counter damage plus 50%. Mage, magic plus 35%, which is really nice. Crafter, dex plus 25%, and dragon killer 50% towards dragons. So she's a dragon killer, just like Welf. Great combo, those two, by the way. Great combo, those two. Ray, who actually needs some bonds, though, funny enough. HP's 3,700. Could be better, could be worse. Case in point. I know it's like it's 200. Does it really make a difference? Yeah, it makes a big difference. It really does. Like I said, Reverie is generally the first person to go on a team like that. Magic attack is really good for her. Even her defense is really good. Her defense is an S stat. Dex is also an S, not a double S, but her agility is off the chain. Her agility is way up there. Some of the highest in the game right now. So Ray is really good too. But once again, remember guys, not time limited. Foe, strength and magic down 40%. It's a debuff, basically the same debuff that Haruhime does in skill 1. But also adds 3+ actions, low win magic attack with a foe singular high critical rate. Bear that in mind. Where Haruhime's is an AoE, hers is single target. So that's why it's Record Buster. So do bear that in mind. While I said it's like Haruhime's, it's single target version of Haruhime. So I do want to be very, 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 because I know the comment section is already probably blowing up with complaints before they even get... Somebody's already typing on, "You idiot!" And like, not 5 seconds later, did I clarify, guys? Calm down. Skill 2, Shattering Pulse. Foe singular, high win magic attack with higher unguard rate, status debuff, and ally status buff plus 2 turns. Once again, looks very familiar, but it is foe singular. But it is an attack, whereas some of the other ones are heals. Now here's the fun one. Skill 3, Allies, all allies, increase SA gauge charge gain 30%, magic and dex plus 30%, and 35% HP regen for 4 turns. She's like a single target version of Haruhime. She's really good. The only thing she doesn't do is heal, but that HP regen, I'm not going to say it makes up for it, but it definitely does help. SA, magic plus 90% and win attack damage plus 100%. So if you got a win team, she's really necessary for that win team. I think I've only got mine plus 1. So I'd love to pull a couple more of her. She'd be really, really, really stellar. Earth resistance plus 35%. Foe singular regular attack when countering status debuff plus 1 turn. So in other words, when she attacks, she's going to add 1 turn, or when she counters, I'm sorry, she's going to add 1 turn to the debuff. Once again, some people already, there's a lot of attacks! Chill, guys, chill. Sometimes we're human and we stumble over our words. Status debuff plus 1 turn. Strike, critical damage plus 20%. Magic agility and agility 40%. 10% MP regen per turn. She's not a killer, but she does really, really, really good stuff. I do like this unit, but I've never really had a great use for her. Now, Seer I use all the time. Fantastic unit this. HP is really good. Not stellar, but good. MP is really good. Physical attack sucks, but magic attack is off the chain at 640 at the highest. Really high and really, really good. Defense is okay. But what she does is amazing. Allies, magic plus 20%. Light and wind attack damage plus 15%. Remember I said we're in that 20% meta? She is like the epitome of that. This Seer is so, 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 so good. Now, let me say this about these banners. Don't go crazy, all right? I did say to summon on the kindergarten units. Now, there was a cell in last week's live stream from Danmemo that specifically said that those units will be back in June. So don't go crazy yet. Don't go wild. The reality is they're just bleeding us of our iris right now because something really stellar is in the works. We're talking about the collab. We're talking about anniversary runs. We're talking about many things, but mostly those collabs. There's a brand new collab coming. I still maintain that there has to be a rerun with that. There's almost always been a rerun with new collabs. So we got 2 with Goblin Slayer. And it's been over a year since our last collab, so I really feel like there's a collab rerun coming that you guys are going to want to be part of. If there's any indication how good that collab rerun rebalance is going to be, it's how crazy the rebalances were for the kindergarten units that we got last week. So the rest of the kindergarten units will be here in June. You don't have to worry about that, which makes sense because the kids here that's going to come with that would be weird on the back of what we just got. So makes sense. Logical choice. So you don't have to worry about that. But with these, I would maybe go 1-2 tops summons at worst. But don't go crazy, guys, because you do not want to bleed all your iris dry. I'll talk about it more in tomorrow's video. Familia Wargame. Experience the siege battle from the anime. blah, 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 blah. So Familia Wargame's back. We already knew that. It is going to be back, I believe, this week. I believe actually the pre-game is on right now. So they're going to rerun it. 7th Zone is back. We don't know the typings yet. Hopefully we'll know tomorrow. But they've recently taken them out of the data mine, so we'll see what happens. White Day Special Box. This is actually a fun one. So the 4-star time-limited unit exchange. We'll have to see if they update that. That actually might be worth if they update it. Normally that's kind of like, because normally it's like really old units. We'll have to address that when it drops. Now, the 4-star adventure ticket and the 4-star assist ticket. The 4-star assist ticket is super, super, super worth. Because literally what you can do is just go into the general pool of all 4 stars and say, cool, I need that one. That usually is about 600 paid. I'm hoping they drop the price on it because how deep the general pool is, it makes sense. But man, the adventure tickets and the assist tickets, especially the assist tickets, are super duper duper worth. It's basically like you're buying a star bond, more or less. 4-star guaranteed, 11 draw ticket times 2, and 11 draw ticket times 1. That's going to be like 300 paid. Maybe even 100 paid. I actually believe recently they've done that down to 100 paid, which would be really nice. But I expect these to be about 600. That hopefully will be about 100. That'll probably be about another 600. But we'll have to see what happens with the time limited. Usually that's not really worth, to be completely honest, unless they really update it. But I don't see them doing that. Okay. This is the update to the general pool. This will be dropping on the 19th. So do bear that in mind, guys. Do bear that in mind. So Thunder Gareth, Thunder Leafia, being the latest units. So in other words, the units that we literally just got. So the Valentine's units are there. The White Day units are there. Basically, everybody that I've been telling you not to summon on recently is going to be in that pool. So you don't need to go crazy. Okay? Here's a fun one. You can't really see it because it's all in Japanese. But these are all the killer types. Aqua Killer's there. Dragon Killer's there. All this. We are now going to be able to, after the latest update, we are now going to be able to filter by killer type, which is fantastic. Remember, we had a big discussion about that last week regarding the big quality of life changes. They already said they were in the works, but I included it in the video because of reasons. Because it's like really one of the biggest requests. So there you go, guys. Proof they listen. Proof they listen. If not to my video, they listened to us beforehand, and I'm not going to take credit. I should be shameless to take credit, but I'm not going to take credit. That was, like I said, already in the works by the time we did that. Training Wargame. Whenever we get a Familia Wargame, we also get Training Wargame. Remember, Training Wargame just gives out some rewards, not great rewards. But the best part about Training Wargame is you can actually, like, test your units out. So it is worthwhile doing Training Wargame. Says the guy who's usually really lazy and doesn't do Training Wargame. Update! So that says 317. That update is going to be added today. Basically, there's going to be a big app update today. And speaking of which, I'll come back to this. They did mention here on the Danmemo and Twitter account, if you're not following the Twitter account, update is scheduled for 316 around 20 PST. So in other words, tonight. If the update does not work properly due to your environment, you may be asked to reinstall the app. So make sure that you go to the data import, go to settings, and make sure you set a like Facebook account or whatever. Google, I think it's honestly just Facebook at this point in time. I haven't done it in quite a bit of time. But make sure that's linked, or if nothing else, make sure you have your codes written down, just in case. I cannot stress that enough. I'll actually make this its own video tonight, but make sure you have everything set up so that tonight, when the data download comes, you're not left with your pants down. Guys, this is really, 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 really important, all right? Make sure you have this set. Can't stress that enough. So that's the update that's coming tonight. Record Buster Special Gacha, Familia Wargame, 7th Zone, and Training Wargame all dropping tomorrow on the 19th. They will drop. It says 19th. It's actually going to be the 20th for all of us. White Day Special Box and the Ticket Gacha update. In other words, the big general pool update we've been talking about for quite a bit of time now. So, general pool update on the 20th. White Day Special Box on the 20th as well. Tomorrow, sorry, I said the 20th, the 18th. 18th. They're ahead of us, not behind us. So 3/18, that's tomorrow. That's the 17th. And then 3/17, that's today. So tonight, they're going to update, guys. Make sure you take advantage of that. Once again, I'll drop another video on it just to make sure that everybody sees it. Get that shared out. But for now, this could be the video. Like, comment, share, and I'll be back at you guys with more Danmachi really soon.